Ever feel like every decision lands back on your plate? Like your team can't move without you? It's exhausting, right? And it's not leadership. See, most leaders carry more than they need to, not because their team isn't capable, but because they're not asking the right questions. Great leaders ask questions that unlock clarity, ownership, and real momentum. And today, I'm sharing 6 of them. Let's dive in. The questions that change the game. Here's the thing. Your ability to ask the right questions might be the most underrated leadership skill you have, because the questions you ask shape how your team thinks, solves, and shows up. You ask shallow questions, guess what? You're going to get shallow engagement. You ask better questions, and you'll build better leaders. Let's start with the first one. What does success look like to you? Before any task, project, or priority, start here. Because when expectations aren't aligned, frustration follows. You think you're aiming for X, but they're really building Y. And no one knows until it's too late. See, this question brings clarity to the front. It forces both of you to slow down enough to define the finish line together. When people know what success looks like, guess what? They move faster, they think smarter, and they own the outcome. The second question is, what have you already tried? See, this is a really simple question, but it changes everything. Instead of letting someone drop the problem at your feet, this question sends it right back to them respectively. It signals, I trust you to think through this. And most importantly, this question gives you insight in how they're approaching the challenge. Your job isn't to solve problems. It's to coach your team on how to solve them. This question helps them reflect, helps them take ownership and build the problem-solving muscle. Because the goal isn't for you to be the smartest person in the room. The goal is for you to help your team become more resourceful without needing you every step of the way. The third question is, what's the real problem we're solving for? See, most teams, I've seen this a lot, waste a ton of energy solving surface level issues. They patch symptoms instead of addressing the root causes. See, this question, what I love about it so much is it slows things down in the best way. It challenges assumptions and it reframes the conversation. You'll often find the issue isn't the workflow, it's a lack of clarity. Not the person, but the system they're in. Not the task, but the way it's prioritized. When you teach your team to dig deeper, you move them from a reactive state of firefighting to a proactive and strategic state of mind that allows them to make real progress. The fourth one, where might I be creating confusion? This one I love so much because this question itself takes courage to ask, but it builds trust faster than any feedback form you could ever have. Because let's be honest, when a team is unclear, it's not always their fault. Sometimes the confusion comes from you, the leader. Unspoken expectations, unclear direction, or inconsistent signals. But by asking this question, you're not just opening the door for feedback, you're showing your team that leadership isn't about always being right. Instead, it's about being clear, being human, and being willing to adjust. When your team sees you model that level of humility and curiosity, they're far more likely to bring forward what's really going on. And that's when real conversations and real growth begin. The fifth question, who else should be involved? No great work happens in isolation. And yet too often teams move so fast without looking around, missing the people who could accelerate progress or prevent misalignment later. See, this question trains your team to zoom out, to think beyond their lane, to see the business not as a set of silos, but as a connected system. It also sends a subtle message. We don't win by doing it all ourselves. We win by working smarter and with the right people in the room from the start. When your team starts asking this question on their own, you've known you've done a good job in shaping how they begin to think. 6, the last one here. How can I support you without stepping in? This is a critical question, and this is where leadership meets restraint, because jumping in might feel helpful, but over time, it chips away at confidence, ownership, and growth. What I love about this question is it does 2 things at once. It shows your team you're available, but it also reminds them that the work is still theirs to own. It's not about doing it for them. It's about creating space for them to rise while knowing you've got their back if they need it. That balance, that's leadership. How often are you asking these questions? Think about that for a second. Because the best leaders don't lead with answers. They lead with curiosity. One good question that you ask can shift the entire conversation. It can unlock ownership and it can build real trust. I encourage you to pick one of these and just simply practice. Ask one this week and witness for yourself what happens. You may just be surprised at how well these questions work. All right, if you're ready to elevate your leadership brand, influence, and impact, I've got something for you. Download my free ebook, The CEO Shift. Empower your leaders to think like entrepreneurs and lead like business owners. Inside, I'll walk you through how to elevate your leadership, drive alignment, and build a high-performance team that owns the mission. If you're not quite ready for that level yet, I get it. Then let me at least send you a signed copy of my book, Freedom to Experiment. It's all about how to reignite both your and your team's energy, sharpen focus, and build unstoppable momentum. This book is free. All I ask is you to cover shipping. Hit the link in the description, and we'll take care of the rest. If today's message hit home, here's how you can help others find it too. First of all, give this video a like, drop a comment below related to your business, maybe a question that really that jumped out to you today that you might want to be asking this week that really made a difference for you. And of course, subscribe, because every week I'm sharing strategies to help you and your team embrace change, focus your efforts, and accelerate results. Remember this, you're just one idea away. I'll talk to you in the next video.